Welcome to the second video in my series that I call the Further Faster 60-20-20 formula to help you go further faster in your life. And today I want to talk to you about energy. See this water behind me? It's flowing with energy. And I want you to know that you got energy flowing through you as well. And that 20% is the 20% of the energy that's happening in you so that you can use that to help you go further faster. And today I'm going to talk to you about that, how to generate more, where it comes from, and how to use it for yourself. So today I want to talk to you about how to have perfect execution and energy. Because when you think about it, execution gets stuff done, yeah? If you don't execute, then you won't produce a result. Consistent doing something, executing it, makes things happen. But what makes execution possible is energy. If you don't have energy, then you won't execute. And so what is energy? Energy is more than just that get up and go feeling and that willingness to go and do something. You got to say what produces that is, in its simplest form, energy is electricity. That's right, electricity. And electricity is in everything. It's what holds every atom and everything together in the whole universe around electrons, electricity. And you got to say, okay, well, listen, energy precedes and sustains activity, meaning the energy that you have inside will allow you or anything to move forward or to move any direction. And it's flowing through us all the time. And then lastly, activity means that you're consistently doing something over and over again, which means you've got to have consistent energy, consistent electricity. And so how is energy/electricity generated? Electricity and energy is generated by internally and externally seeing, saying, and moving. And it is that simple, meaning what you see, the images that you make inside your head. Remember, our imagination, our thoughts are just the images and the words that we say in our head. So when you think something and you imagine something, you see it in your head, or maybe you see something even on the outside, it causes you to get excitement. And as soon as that does, you're creating energy. You're creating electricity. Saying, when we talk about something, now get this, remember what I said, everything in the universe is made up of electrons. Even the words that you say that they come up, they're charged with electricity. Literally, your words, the sounds that you have that come out of you, in order for them to be picked up by eardrums and be picked up by microphones and things like that, there's certain vibrations, there's electricity that goes on. So when we speak it, when we say something, it gets ourselves excited, it excites things around us. Have you ever heard something, have you ever said something when you yelled something out loud and you got energy about it? If you just yell out, I'm great, or I want this, or I have this, or anything that you want, then what happens is you have more electricity. You're creating more electricity inside of you. And then lastly, movement, how we move our bodies is really simple. You want to know why people love to dance and run and do things like that. And when you do that, you jump up and down and all those things. You're generating more electricity. But check this out. Your body is literally a battery that stores and generates electricity through your movement. You have what are, your muscles are what are called piezoelectric cells. Big words for something it's a battery that actually stores electricity and it releases electricity through movement. So when you move your body, so you eat some food or you do whatever, you drink some water, you breathe, you do all of those things. And as soon as you move your body, then guess what? You're generating electricity. And think about this, you're always moving. Your heart is always beating. You're always breathing. That's called being alive. So you're always generating and releasing energy. When you direct these things, when you direct your thoughts, you direct your images that you make in your mind. When you deliberately say what you want, when you deliberately move your body, moving in the direction what you want, then you're generating electricity. It's amazing. Now, with all of that, here are the 3 ways to perfect your generating electricity so that you can turn that electricity into consistency and execution. The first thing is, as I said before, your imagination. Direct your imagination. Literally, use your imagination. When I do seminars and workshops, I have people imagine licking a lemon or biting into a lemon, and your mouth will water, which means your body will respond to whatever pictures that you make in your mind. But guess what? In order for your mouth to water, in order for that to happen, there's some sort of movement. So if you direct your imagination, simply, literally looking at what you want, Getting excited, making pictures of in your mind of what your future looks like or what you're going to do, those kinds of things. Your goals, your dreams, your outcomes, your desires, the people that you want to be around, the people that you love, the situations, the circumstances, just your imagination. You put it there, you generate electricity, you generate energy. And from that energy, it makes it so much easier for you to step up and do things. Number 2, how you perfect internal saying through thinking. Now, think about this, no pun intended. What is a thought? Now, we talked about our thought. Our thoughts are the images that we make, but there's also the words that we say to ourselves. The words that we say to ourselves over and over again will develop energy. It'll create energy. Now, you could say something in the moment. You can say it out loud, and you're going to develop energy. But guess what? Guess what you never do? You never shut up. What that means is it's yak, yak, yak inside your head. And so if you want to perfect it, you can literally program yourself to have consistent thoughts inside your head, literally by writing up, like I have a lot of poems and things that I write down, all I need is within me right now, and things like that, that you can write down, sayings that you have, quotes, sayings and things like that you say over and over again. I go for a walk in the morning, I say to myself that I'm healthy, happy, wealthy, kind, I love my body, I love my mind, and guess what? I say that over and over again, those become my thoughts, and guess what? By saying those things, I believe those things, it gives me energy. So what would you write down about you? What are some words that you would write down about yourself or that you would want to think? It can be as simple as going online and looking up quotes, great quotes, and just say them over and over again. You literally program yourself to have those words going on all the time, which means you're programming yourself to generate electricity and energy, and that moves into your execution. And the last tip, or the last key, if you will, to perfecting, and when I say perfecting it, getting it so that it happens automatically, the generation of electricity or energy inside yourself, so it happens automatically in you, is movement. Moving your body creates electricity. And what is the thing that you're always moving? You're always breathing. Matter of fact, when you stop breathing, you're out of here. You're history. You take a dirt nap, it's over. So you always got to be breathing even when you're asleep. But let me tell you something. There is an effective way to breathe. There is a more effective way to breathe to create more energy. And remember, when we breathe, that oxygen comes in, and guess what it brings inside? The air is full of what? Electrons, electricity. It brings it inside of us as well. It's a way of charging up those batteries. And so let me give you an example of a proper way to breathe. Well, first off, let me give you an example of the way that most people breathe. When you tell most people to take a deep breath, and as a matter of fact, you might try this yourself. And that is, I'm going to show you, when you tell people to take a deep breath, here's what they do. They go. That's normal, right? It looks normal. Let me do it again. Let me do it from the side so you can see this. When people say take a deep breath, they go like this. And if you notice what happens, my shoulders come up, my chest comes out, my head comes back, and I actually get a little bit taller, and my stomach goes in. It's those things. Shoulders come up, chest comes out, I get a little bit taller, and my stomach goes in. But check this out. That is absolutely the opposite way that the way their body is set up for you to get the most air, the most movement, and the most energy. And here's what I mean by that. If you think about this, the lungs are designed, they're in a triangle, but they're bigger at the bottom. And the reason they're bigger at the bottom, and by the way, they're surrounded by bone, in all areas except for the bottom. And what makes us work, what makes us breathe, is we have this big muscle called the diaphragm. And then when the diaphragm pulls down, it creates a vacuum inside those lungs, and it pulls oxygen in, it pulls air in, and then the lungs do their thing of separating the oxygen molecules and all that stuff. And then when you exhale, it pushes it back up, and it pushes the air back out, creates pressure in there. But check this out. If, when I breathe in, that diaphragm should come down, why would my stomach go in? Why would my chest come up? Why would my chest come out? Why would my shoulders get higher? It's because most people are doing it the opposite. In other words, when I'm taking a deep breath like this, I'm actually, and my stomach is going in, I'm actually collapsing the bottom third of the biggest part of my lungs because it's creating pressure in there. That's why my shoulders come up, my chest comes out, because I'm trying to get air in the smallest part of my lungs. What does that all mean? That means if you want to get more energy, you want to breathe better, you want to have more energy coming inside you, if you allow your tummy to come out. When you breathe in, it doesn't come out much. When you breathe in, it should be like this. Watch, I'm going to take a deep breath. Shoulders hardly come up at all, but I got so much more energy. I got so much more oxygen. I got so much more air. And my diaphragm, which is one of the biggest muscles, working muscles that's constantly working, is generating electricity. This one thing, this movement, is the thing that most people are lacking in, because most of us sit down and we breathe shallow, and when we get stressed, we even breathe even more shallow. That mixed with moving your body. You know, I have one of these little trampolines that I jump up and down on. I'm always walking, doing things like that. Movement creates electricity. Laying around, that's why when you sit around, you become more tired and you have less energy. Move your body. And so if you have mastered or are ready to master your energy and your execution, those 3 steps of seeing it, saying it, and moving it, and creating more energy in yourself, I want you to know that that's only 20% of a bigger formula that I call the further, faster formula. And I outline a lot of that in my book, Awesome Sauce. And you can get this book for free. Just cover the shipping and the handling. Just click on the link. And I want you to have this, because it's going to come right to you. And there's so many nuggets in there that are going to help you go further, faster in your life as well. I'm excited for you to have it. So thank you for watching this video, and make sure that you subscribe and ring the bell so that you get notified of the new content that I have coming out. And if you missed it, make sure you check out the first video in this series where I outline the first 60% of the 60-20-20 further, faster rule that's going to help you go further, faster as well.